Hey guys, doing this is very important in reference to the laws of American politics. It is 100% illegal for politicians to get nose jobs or for them to try to make themselves look like another race than what they naturally are in reference to politics. Are you aware of that? It is 100% illegal for a politician to get into government that has had a nose job or anything that would change their appearance, that would change their identity or their race at any time. It's illegal for the FBI or CIA or NSA or law enforcement. It is illegal for any of them to use any type of plastic surgery that might confuse their birth identity. Their alterations of their face is not for entertainment purposes. It's not for a career purpose in reference to a legitimate career. Them getting plastic surgery or trying to alter their faces to change their identity or their race or religion is a crime. The activity of government is not allowed to disguise theirself, and they have been doing these things for years. These government agents have been doing these things for years, changing their facial looks as their way of hiding their abuses and their crimes under a different appearance of their face. That is a crime. Law enforcement and government is not allowed to play covert operations of wearing fake faces and attacking people because nobody can figure out who they are because of their fake faces. Their DNA and fingerprints have to be on record. The fact of them trying to damage things on my body is a crime. Politicians do not have legal right mutilating or changing the identity of another person for their benefit of their government agency or administration. The fact of these government people trying to steal my birth name and their government agents try to get plastic surgery to try to look like me to steal my identity, that is a crime. And it has to be documented from the first day that they kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. And the activity of them trying to confuse people with their identity by trying to steal my identity. The satellite man is still hitting me in the leg. They have caused damage. The Royal Protocol is a very detailed document. Any damage outside of the Royal Protocol documents is attempts of murder. And in reference to the Royal Protocol documents, in reference to injuries or spider veins, those are supposed to heal. Those documents, when my mother had checked my anatomy the last time, and the physicians that was there back in the day before my mother had gotten murdered, I did not have these mutilations on my skin or teeth or body. So, in reference to the Royal Protocol document, it is a documentation that says what is supposed to be there and what is not supposed to be there, such as spider veins or injuries or other types of scarring that the government has tried to cause. The government must get prosecuted for trying to play their slavery game, their physical assault game, their mutilation game, and the activities of their abuses. They do not have a right marking on my body because they were trying to make some type of claim to fame among their race or political party. They do not have a right accusating against me, holding me hostage, blocking me from my mother and father's mansions as their way of trying to entrap me with their accusations or their illegal contact. They do not have a legal right having any contact with my anatomy or my money or property or land of my mother and father and grandparents' estates. These politicians are illegally playing their covert, rogue agent assassination attempt games of where they are trying to cover up that they murdered my parents and that they stole billions of dollars from my mother and father's estates. These government people must get prosecuted for their lies and tricks. Not going to play no confusion. Time and dates. People that are involved have to be documented. The lies, the tricks, the manipulations. Their people have to get prosecuted by the law books. The activity of government damaging things on my body and then claiming they weren't the ones doing it must get prosecuted for their intentional lies and diverting the facts. I have not received the identification that my mother had presented to the courts. Somebody in the media or an attorney needs to go over and ask them where the documents are at. where they're at. They mess with my mouth when I'm talking, and the timely manner of how long it takes to send something across this country or in any place is 24 hours. Are you aware of that? Anything in this country that's in this country can be delivered within 24 hours. So in reference to the government making false delays or making diversionary tactics as their way of trying to steal my identity or playing this financial destitution game is attempts of murder against the government. I am not their child. I am not their property. They do not have a right playing their tricks for their benefit or as their way of trying to extort or trying to make themselves popular by trying to mess up my life or causing damage to my body. They must get prosecuted for their intrusiveness and their violations of physical assault and their misrepresentation of my status, where I have royal diplomatic immunity since the day I was born. These people trying to play their popular ways and their racism game. Any person trying to play their game, trying to steal my status, or trying to claim they were trying to find a loophole in their way of trying to steal my family wealth and what I'm the owner of, and them damaging my body, and them trying to set up ways of covering up what they had done, or their ways of trying to make future abuses, those politicians must get prosecuted for their activities of not understanding the laws and their intentional no compliance with the facts of the law books, and their violations of what their intentional crimes and their cruel intentions and their hidden agendas have been the whole fucking time. Royal protocols in the media of my identity 24 hours a day.